Commander Vexstar stood on the bridge of his warship, watching the blue planet spin slowly on the view screen. Gosh! His claws clicked against the metal rail as he studied the world below. The planet looked peaceful, covered in white clouds and blue. Water, perfect for hunting. What do the scans tell us? He asked the second officer. The creatures are called humans, the officer replied, reading from his datapad. They walk on two legs like us, but they are much weaker. No claws, no sharp teeth, no armor on their skin. Their bones break easily. Vexstar smiled, showing his rows of razor teeth. The Zephyrians had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years by finding weak species and taking what they wanted. These humans looked like the easiest prey they had ever found. How many worlds do they control? He asked. 12 planets, Commander. Small colonies scattered across this part of space. Their technology is primitive compared to ours. Vexstar nodded. This would be simple. The Zephyrians always started the same way. Attack the weakest target first. Learn how the prey fought. Then move to bigger targets. It was the way of the hunt. Set course for the mining world. The one with only a few hundred humans. We will. Start there. 3 days later, Vexstar's hunting ships approached Kepler 44b. The planet was ugly, covered in red rocks and dust, perfect for a quick strike. The human mining colony sat in a valley, protected only by a simple energy fence. Jake Morrison was checking the morning shift reports when the alarm started screaming. He dropped his coffee and ran to the security office, where Lisa Grant was already at the scanners. What do we have? Jake asked. Unknown ships coming down fast, Lisa said, her voice tight. 6 of them. They're not responding to our calls. Jake felt his stomach drop. He had been a soldier before coming to the mining colony, but that was years ago. Now he was just a security chief, watching over miners and their families. They had no real weapons, no military training. Get everyone to the shelter, he ordered. Now, but it was too late. The alien ships landed outside the fence, and creatures poured out. Jake got his first look at the Zephyrians through the security cameras. They were tall and thin, moving like cats. Their skin was dark gray, and their eyes glowed yellow in the dim light. Each one carried weapons that looked like they could cut through steel. They're cutting through the fence, Kevin Torres reported from the engineering station. That energy barrier won't stop them. Jake grabbed the emergency rifle from the wall. It was an old hunting weapon, nothing special, but it was all they had. Lisa, get the families deeper into the shelter. Kevin, can you make any weapons from the mining equipment? Kevin's eyes lit up. The plasma cutters. I can rig them to fire in bursts. And we have explosives for the mines. Do it fast. The Zephyrians expected to find scared prey hiding in corners. That was how it always worked. They would break in. The weak creatures would run or beg, and the hunt would be over in minutes. Instead, when they broke through the fence, Jake Morrison was waiting for them, with a plasma cutter mounted on a mining cart. The first alien through the gate took a blast of superheated gas to the chest and fell screaming. The other Zephyrians stopped, confused. Prey was not supposed to fight back like this. Jake rolled the cart behind a pile of mining equipment as alien weapons fired at him. The metal sparked and melted, but he was already moving. He knew every inch of this colony. The aliens did not, Kevin now shouted into his radio. Explosions rocked the colony as Kevin set off mining charges under the alien positions. More Zephyrians went down. Their superior armor no match for industrial explosives. The remaining aliens tried to regroup. But Lisa appeared on a rooftop with another plasma cutter. She had been a medic, but she had also been a soldier once. Her shots were precise, cutting through alien weapons and armor. This is impossible, one of the Zephyrians snarled into his communicator. The prey species is fighting like hunters. Jake heard the alien talking and smiled grimly. He grabbed a metal pipe from the damaged equipment and wrapped it with explosive cord from the mining supplies. A simple bomb, but it would work. The Zephyrian squad leader was the biggest of the aliens. With scars covering his arms and face from many hunts, he stalked through the colony looking for the humans who dared to fight back. He found Jake hiding behind a broken mining truck. Come out, little prey, the alien called. Your death will be quick if you surrender. Jake stepped out, holding the pipe bomb behind his back. He made a mistake coming here. The alien laughed, a sound like breaking glass. Weak creatures do not make threats. We're not weak, Jake said. We're just getting started. He threw the bomb and dove for cover. The explosion threw the alien leader across the colony yard. When the smoke cleared, Jake stood over the wounded. Creature, tell your friends, Jake said. Humans don't run. The surviving Zephyrians retreated to their ships, carrying their wounded. They had never seen anything like this. It's prey that fought back. Prey that used tactics. Prey that refused to be hunted. As their ships lifted off, the lead alien sent a message back to Commander Vextar. The message was short and confused. Mission failed. Prey species fought back. Request immediate support. Vextar stared at the message on his screen. In 3,000 years of hunting, no prey species had ever successfully fought back against a Zephyrian hunting party. It was impossible, but the proof was right there. 6 of his best hunters, and only 3 had made it back to the ships. The humans had killed 3 trained Zephyrian warriors with mining equipment and old hunting rifles. Vextar's claws dug into his command chair. Maybe these humans were not the easy prey they appeared to be. Maybe they were something else entirely, something dangerous. Admiral Kate Sullivan read the report 3 times before she believed it. The mining colony on Kepler 442b had fought off an alien attack using nothing but mining tools and explosives. 3 human casualties, 3 alien deaths. It should have been impossible. Show me the alien ship data again, she told her science officer. Dr. Marcus Bell pulled up the scanner readings on the main screen of the UES Defiance. The alien ships use technology we've never seen before. Their weapons are at least 50 years ahead of ours. Their armor could stop our best missiles. But 3 miners with plasma cutters killed 3 of them, Kate said. That's what makes this so interesting, Marcus replied. I've been studying the wreckage they left behind. These aliens are built for hunting. Everything about them is designed to kill prey that runs away or hides. Kate studied the images of the dead aliens. They looked like giant cats that walked on 2 legs, long claws, sharp teeth, powerful muscles, perfect predators. What else do we know? She asked. They've hit 4 more colonies in the past week, her tactical officer reported. Same pattern each time. Small force, quick strike, looking for easy targets. Kate frowned. Results? That's the strange part. They're losing more ships each time. The colonists are getting better at fighting them. Marcus brought up a map showing the alien attacks. Look at this pattern. They're testing us. Each attack teaches them something about how we fight, but it's also teaching us about them. Kate saw it immediately. The aliens weren't trying to conquer human space. They were hunting, studying their prey before making a larger move. Where will they hit next? She asked. Marcus pointed to a red dot on the map. New Montana. Cultural world, population 50,000. They follow their pattern, it'll be a much bigger attack. Kate made her decision. Set course for New Montana. It's maximum speed. On New Montana, Captain Amy Brooks was already preparing for war. She had been a Marine for 20 years before retiring to farm. When the reports came in about alien attacks, she knew her peaceful life was over. How many people can fight? She asked Ryan Mitchell, the head of the Agricultural Council. Ryan looked uncomfortable. Most of our people are farmers, Amy. They know how to work, but they don't know how to fight. They'll learn fast, Amy said. What kind of equipment do we have? Farming equipment? Tractors, harvesters, chemical sprayers for the crops? Amy smiled. That'll work. Show me your fertilizer storage. Ryan looked confused. Fertilizer. Trust me, Amy said. We're going to give these aliens a surprise they won't forget. 3 days later, the Zephyrian fleet arrived. Battle leader Krathdos commanded 12 ships this time. He had learned from the failure at the mining colony. These humans might fight back, but they were still weak prey. Overwhelming force would end their resistance quickly. Begin the landing, he ordered. Kill anyone who resists. Take the rest alive for processing. The alien ships landed in the fields outside the main settlement. Hundreds of Zephyrian warriors poured out, weapons ready. They expected to find frightened farmers hiding in their homes. Instead, they found empty fields and silent buildings. "Where are they?" one of the aliens asked. "Hiding," Krathdo said. "Search every building, find them," Zephyrian spread. Out across the settlement? That was when Amy Brooks triggered the first trap. The explosions came from underground. Fertilizer bombs hidden beneath the streets erupted in massive fireballs. Alien warriors disappeared in clouds of fire and smoke. "Back!" Krathos screamed into his communicator. "Regroup at the landing site," but the humans weren't done. As the aliens retreated, farmers appeared on rooftops and in windows. They carried crop dusters modified to spray acid instead of pesticide. The chemicals ate through alien armor like it was paper. Ryan Mitchell led a team of farmers with harvesting machines. The giant blades designed to cut crops worked just as well on alien warriors. Tractors with armored cabs became moving fortresses, crushing alien weapons under their massive tires. Krathos watched in horror as his hunting party was torn apart. These weren't warriors, they were farmers. But they fought like demons, using every tool they had to kill his soldiers. "This is impossible," he said to his second-in-command. "Prey does not hunt the hunters." Amy Brooks appeared behind him, having crawled through an irrigation tunnel. She carried a shotgun loaded with shells filled with fertilizer and metal fragments. "But you picked the wrong farm to hunt on," she said, and pulled the trigger. Barely escaped to his ship, half his face burned by the chemical explosion. Of the 300 warriors he had brought to New Montana, only 60 made it back to the ships. As the alien fleet retreated, Amy stood in her ruined fields and watched them go around her. The farmers were already organizing cleanup crews and planning better defenses. They had learned something important in the last few hours. Humans were very good at killing things when they needed to be. Commander Vextar received Krathos' report with growing alarm. The battle leader was a legendary hunter feared across the galaxy. Now he sat in the medical bay, shaking and mumbling about farmers who fought like warriors. "How many casualties?" Vextar asked. 80%, the medical officer reported. "The humans use chemical weapons and explosive traps. They turn farming equipment into weapons of war." Vextar studied the tactical reports. The humans weren't just fighting back anymore. They were adapting, learning, getting better at killing Zephyrians with each attack. "Sir," his communication officer called, "we're receiving transmissions from the human colonies. We're sharing information about our tactics and weaknesses." Vextar's blood went cold. The humans were networking. Each colony that survived an attack was teaching the others how to fight. His hunting parties weren't just facing individual groups of prey anymore. They were facing an entire species that was learning to hunt them back. For the first time in his long career, Commander Vextar began to wonder if the Zephyrians had made a terrible mistake. These humans weren't prey at all. They were something much more dangerous. Captain Ben Rodriguez moved his ship through the darkness between stars. The UES Shadow was built for spying, painted black and covered with sensors that could see everything without being seen. For 3 weeks, Ben and his crew had been watching the aliens. "Another Zephyrian supply ship," reported Lieutenant Megan White from her station. "That makes 12 we've counted this week." Tony Kim looked up from his computer screens. "I've been tracking their communication signals. Something interesting is happening in their fleet." Ben floated over to Tony's station. In space, moving quietly was important, so the Shadow's gravity was turned off. "What did you find?" "Our commanders are arguing," Tony said. "A lot. Understand their language, but the tone is getting angry. They're losing ships faster than they expected." Ben smiled. The human colonies were doing better than anyone had hoped. Every alien attack was costing them more ships and soldiers. "Any pattern to their supply runs?" Megan pulled up a star map. "They have a base in the Vega system. All their supply ships come from there." "Oh, then that's where we're going," Ben said. On Earth, General Paul Hayes was planning the biggest military operation in human history. The conference room was full of officers from every human world. "The aliens think we're prey," Paul said, pointing to the holographic display. "They're wrong. It's time to show them what human hunters can do." Admiral Kate Sullivan leaned forward. "What do you have in mind?" "We stop defending and start attacking." Captain Rodriguez has found their supply base. We hit it hard and fast. Colonel Sam Peterson, leader of the Marine strike teams, studied the tactical data. My people are ready. Sergeant Emma Collins has been training new squads based on what we learned from the colony attacks. Emma stood up. Every Marine now knows how to turn civilian equipment into weapons. We've learned to think like the colonists did. Tools into guns, use the environment as a weapon, Corporal Alex Turner added. The aliens expect us to fight like soldiers. Instead, we'll fight like humans. Paul nodded. The plan was simple, but dangerous. Human ships would attack the alien base while Marine teams landed to capture alien technology and prisoners. Most importantly, they would send a message humans could strike anywhere. 3 days later, Ben's spy ship watched as the human fleet approached the Vega system. 12 human warships led by Admiral Sullivan's flagship. Against them, 30 alien ships defended the supply base. The odds don't look good, Megan said quietly. Numbers don't tell the whole story, Ben replied. Watch and learn. The battle began when the human ships opened fire at maximum range. The aliens expected them to close distance and fight like traditional space warriors. Instead, the humans stayed far away and used long-range missiles. But the real surprise came when the human ships started moving in patterns the aliens had never seen. Admiral Sullivan had studied the reports from every colony attack. She knew how the aliens thought, how they hunted. They expect prey to run in straight lines. She told her crew over the communication system, "We're going to hunt them instead." The human ships split into small groups and attacked from different directions. When the aliens chased one group, another would attack from behind. It was pack hunting, human style, on the alien command ship. Fleet Commander Thexval watched his formation fall apart. How are they coordinating like this? Prey species don't hunt in packs. His tactical officer was studying the human ship movements. Sir, they're not fighting like prey. They're fighting like us, but better. Thexval felt a chill run through his body. The humans were using Zephyrian hunting tactics against the Zephyrians themselves, while the space battle raged. Colonel Peterson's Marines landed on the alien base. They found something unexpected. Most of the alien defenders were hiding in their bunkers, too scared to fight. I don't understand, Sergeant Collins said, as her team moved through empty corridors. Where is everyone? Corporal Turner found the answer when he accessed an alien computer terminal. They're terrified of us. Look at these reports. The alien files were full of panic reports from the failed colony attacks. Words like impossible prey behavior and predator characteristics detected appeared over and over. Emma Collins realized what was happening. They can't handle the idea that we're not prey anymore. It's breaking their minds. The Marines found the main command center guarded by only a few aliens. Most of the base personnel had locked themselves in their quarters, refusing to come out. This is wrong, one captured alien officer said through a translation device. Prey does not become predator. It is against nature. Emma looked at the scared alien. You never met humans before? The space battle ended with the alien fleet scattered and running. Admiral Sullivan's ships had destroyed 8 alien vessels and captured 3 others. Only 1 human ship was seriously damaged. But the real victory was psychological. When news of the battle reached other alien fleets, panic spread through Zephyrian space. The prey species had attacked a major military base, and 1. Commander Vexstar received the reports in his private quarters. Fleet Commander Thexval was in the medical bay, suffering from what the doctors called hunt failure syndrome. His mind couldn't accept that he had been out-hunted by prey. Sir, his communication officer called, receiving surrender. Requests from 3 of our outlying fleets. They don't want to face the humans. Vexstar closed his eyes. In 1 month, these humans had done the impossible. They had turned from prey into predators. They were better at it than the Zephyrians. The galaxy's greatest hunters were being hunted, and they were losing. Commander Rachel Stone watched the biggest alien fleet she had ever seen approaching through space. Her ship, the UES Retribution, was surrounded by 40 human warships. Against them came 200 Zephyrian vessels, led by their grand fleet. "This is it," she told her crew. "They're bringing everything they have." Navigator Luke Thompson checked his instruments. "All human fleets are in position, Commander. Admiral Sullivan's group is coming from the left. General Hayes' ships are. Below us, Weapons Officer Maria Santos was already targeting the lead alien ships. They're flying in perfect formation, just like a hunting pack. That's their weakness," Rachel said. "They think like hunters, not like warriors." "Chief Davis, are our special weapons ready?" Chief Engineer Nick Davis smiled from his station. "The surprise is ready, Commander. They won't know what hit them." The human fleet had spent months preparing for this battle. Dr. Marcus Bell had studied every piece of alien technology they had captured. He discovered that the Zephyrians had one critical weakness. They could not adapt when their hunting patterns failed. "All ships," Rachel spoke into her communicator. "Remember the plan.
Howard.
Not just fighting them, we're hunting them." The Zephyrian Grand Fleet was led by Supreme Huntmaster Velcrin, the greatest hunter in their history. He had never lost a battle, never failed to catch his prey. Today, he would end the human threat forever. "Look at them," he told his officers. 40 tiny ships against our armada. They should run, but they stay and fight. Stupid prey." His tactical officer was not so confident. "Supreme Huntmaster, our previous fleets have suffered heavy losses against these humans." Velcrin-esque claws scraped against his command chair. "Those were small hunting parties. This is the Grand Fleet. These humans will learn what real predators can do." The battle began when both fleets opened fire at the same time. Space filled with energy beams and explosions. But something was wrong. The human ships were not where Velcrin expected them to be. "They're using our own formation against." "Oos," his weapons officer reported in panic. "How do they know our hunting patterns?" Rachel Stone had studied every alien battle recording. She knew exactly how Zephyrian fleets moved and attacked. The humans had built their entire battle plan around that knowledge. "All ships execute hunt. Pattern Alpha," she ordered. The human fleet split into small groups, just like a pack of wolves. But unlike the aliens, each group could change its tactics instantly. When the Zephyrians tried to surround one group, another would appear behind them. When they focused on the obvious targets, hidden ships would attack from unexpected angles. Luke Thompson watched the tactical display with amazement. "They can't keep up with us. Every time they try to adjust, we're already doing something different." Maria Santos was firing the ship's weapons in perfect coordination with 20 other human vessels. "It's like they can only think one way. We can think 100 different ways." On the alien flagship, panic was spreading. Supreme Huntmaster Velcron watched his perfect formation fall apart as human ships darted between his vessels like deadly fish. "This is impossible," he growled. "We are the hunters. They are prey." His second officer looked at the battle reports with growing fear. "Sir, we've lost 30 ships already. The humans have only lost 5, and we used the planet killer, Velcron. Decided if we cannot hunt them in space, we destroy their worlds." But Dr. Bell had predicted this move. When the alien super weapon charged up, Chief Davis activated his special surprise. Every human ship suddenly disappeared from the alien sensors. "Where did they go?" Velcrin screamed. The answer came when human ships materialized right next to the alien vessels. They had been there all along, hidden by new stealth technology built from captured alien equipment. Rachel Stone's ship appeared directly beside the alien flagship. "Fire everything," she ordered. The close-range attack tore through alien shields like paper. All across the battlefield, human ships were destroying alien vessels at point-blank range. Meanwhile, on the alien homeworld of Velthera, Colonel Julie Parker was leading the largest ground invasion in human history. Her army included Major Steve Clark and 50,000 Marines from every human world. The aliens had expected the humans to land like traditional invaders. Instead, Julie's forces came down in small groups all across the planet. Some landed in cities, others in the wilderness. They moved like ghosts, hitting alien military bases and then disappearing. "How are they everywhere at once?" demanded the planetary commander. Major Clark led his team through the alien capital city. The streets were empty. Most aliens had locked themselves in their homes, too scared to come out. "They're more afraid of us than we ever were of them," one of his soldiers observed. Steve nodded. "Word of our victories has spread. They know we're not prey anymore." The ground war lasted only 3 days. Alien forces surrendered rather than fight the humans who had learned to hunt better than the hunters themselves. Back in space, Supreme Huntmaster Velcrin sat in his damaged ship and watched his grand fleet retreat. Half his vessels were destroyed or captured. The rest were running away as fast as they could. "Send a message to all Zephyrian fleets," he ordered, his voice broken. "Avoid human space. They are not prey. They are something we have never faced before." Commander Rachel Stone watched the alien fleet disappear into deep space. Around her, human ships were rescuing survivors and salvaging alien technology. "This is Commander Stone to all human forces," she announced. "The Grand Fleet is defeated. Human space is secure." But even as she celebrated the victory, Rachel knew this was more than just winning a war. Humanity had proven something important too. The galaxy were not just another species trying to survive. They were the new apex predators. President Diana Foster walked into the meeting room on Haven Station. The neutral space station floated between human and alien territory, a place where enemies could talk without fighting. Today would decide the future of the galaxy, Ambassador. Carl Jenkins sat beside her, along with Admiral Kate Sullivan and General Paul Hayes. Across the table waited the surviving leaders of the Zephyrian Empire. They looked broken, their proud hunting culture shattered by months of defeats. Commander Vexstar was there, his scars telling the story of failed hunts. Beside him sat the former battle leader Krathdos, who had not spoken since his defeat on New Montana. His mind was still trying to understand how prey had become predators. "We are here to discuss the future," Diana said simply. "The war is over. Now, we decide what comes next." Vexstar looked up with tired eyes. "Your species has proven something we thought impossible. You have out-hunted the hunters? What do you want from us?" Diana exchanged glances with Carl. They had talked about this moment for weeks. "We want you to survive, but not as hunters." "That is all we know how to be," Vexstar replied. "For millions of years, we have been predators. It is our nature." Dr. Marcus Bell, who had been studying alien psychology throughout the war, leaned forward. "Nature can change. Humans were hunters once too. But we learned to be farmers, builders, teachers. We chose to be more than just predators." "You did not lose your hunting skills," Krathdos said suddenly, speaking for the first time in months. "You became better hunters than us." "How?" General Hayes answered. "Because we learned when to hunt and when not to hunt. The strongest predator is one who chooses when to be dangerous." Diana opened a folder on the table. "We're offering you a choice. Join us in building something new, or watch your empire fall apart as other species learn our methods." The truth was already spreading across the galaxy. News of human victories had reached dozens of alien worlds. Species that had been enslaved by the Zephyrians for centuries were starting to rebel, using human tactics. Admiral Sullivan had reports from across Zephyrian space. "Your slave worlds are fighting back. They've learned that predators can be beaten. Your empire is crumbling." Vexstar knew she was right. 3 more fleets had surrendered rather than face human forces. Entire worlds were declaring independence. The age of Zephyrian dominance was ending. "What are you proposing?" he asked. Carl opened his diplomatic case. "Adanuka, Confederation, equal partners, not hunters and prey. You help us explore the galaxy peacefully. In return, we help you transition from a hunting culture to something sustainable. And if we refuse," Diana's voice was calm but firm, "then you face extinction. It's not from us, but from all the species you've enslaved, who now know predators can be defeated." Before Vexstar could answer, alarms began ringing throughout the station. Captain Janet Walsh's voice came over the communication system. "All senior staff to the command center. We have first contact with an unknown species." The meeting moved to the station's main bridge, where Captain Walsh was studying scanner readings from her exploration ship, the UES Pioneer. With her were Diplomatic Officer Peter Garcia and Security Chief Linda Ross. "What do we have?" Diana asked. "New alien species," Janet reported. "They call themselves the Corvani. Their fleet just arrived at the edge of the system." On the main screen, elegant silver ships appeared. They were beautiful, like works of art that could fly through space. Peter Garcia was already receiving their first communication. They are responding to our peaceful greeting with weapon locks. The Corvani fleet commander appeared on screen. He was tall and graceful, with silver skin and large dark eyes. When he spoke, his voice was musical but arrogant. "Small creatures of this system, prepare to be evaluated for inclusion in the Corvani collection. You will submit to classification as ornamental species or face elimination." Diana felt the familiar anger rising. Other species that thought humans were prey. General Hayes was already reaching for his weapon controls, calculating attack patterns. The old human response: hunt the hunters. But Diana held up her hand. "Wait!" She looked at Vexstar, who was watching with fascination. This was exactly how the Zephyrians had approached humanity months ago. "Captain Walsh," Diana said calmly, "send them our standard first contact package. Include footage from our recent conflicts." Janet smiled, understanding immediately. "Sending now, Madame President." The Corvani commander studied the data for several minutes. The elegant aliens watched recordings of human colonists turning mining equipment into weapons. They saw farmers defeating trained alien warriors. They watched the Grand Fleet retreat in panic. When the transmission ended, the Corvani commander's attitude had completely changed. "We apologize for our initial assessment," he said, his musical voice now respectful. "We were unaware that your species possessed such capabilities. Perhaps we could discuss peaceful contact instead." Linda Ross laughed quietly. "Word travels fast." Diana turned to Vexstar. "Do you see? This is how it works now. Predators know to respect other predators, but we choose not to hunt unless we have to." Vexstar watched as the human ships maintained peaceful positions despite being threatened. The humans had the power to destroy the Corvani fleet, but they chose diplomacy instead. "You could have attacked them," he observed. "You could have." Diana agreed, "but we didn't need to. Sometimes the reputation of being dangerous is more powerful than actually being dangerous." 3 hours later, the Corvani had agreed to join the new Galactic Confederation. They would share their art and culture in exchange for human protection and technology. Vexstar signed the treaty with shaking claws. "The Zephyrian Empire will join your confederation. We will learn your ways." Diana smiled. "Welcome to the new galaxy." As the various fleets prepared to leave Haven Station, Admiral Sullivan found herself working alongside Commander Vexstar to establish new exploration protocols. "Your species taught us something important," Vexstar said. "The greatest predator is one who knows when not to be predatory," Kate nodded. "And when to be something better." The galaxy had learned that humanity was not prey, but more importantly, humanity had learned that being the ultimate predator meant choosing when to hunt and when to protect. The age of hunters and prey was over. The age of cooperation had begun.